Okay, got the train finally set up. Those hoppers might be a problem, but other than that, I think we'll be okay. So, the challenge awaits. Really, really big train powered by 11 locomotives. And my game crashed. Isn't that just fun? Yeah, so my game crashed, so we're going to relaunch and we're going to go from there. Wow, not even like a minute into the stream and my game decides to crash. That's a shocker. But oh well, we'll get on with it. All right. Dang. Like a minute and like 30 seconds into the stream, and my game decides to say, you know what? I give up. I can't handle it no more. I'm just going to crash. Lord Jesus. But I hope this goes well this time, unlike the Donner Pass stream. Well, that went well until we got to that one corner when those bulkheads couldn't take the speed or the weight. I don't know. Either way, the bulkheads couldn't take anything. So we're going to see if we how well we do on this one. And in this video, we have 11 locomotives. We have Union Pacific gas turbine number 18, DDA 40X number. Oh wait, that's what I forgot to mention. The DD40s. Oh well, I'll put it in the description later. We got Union Pacific gas turbine number 18, Union Pacific 6936, Union Pacific number 6900. Both of those are DD40s. We got 1996, 1983, 1989, 8444, and 1982, I believe. I think I mentioned that one as well. Yes, 1988. 1982 is, I'm pretty sure, at the back. Oh, as you see, like I said, we got number 18, 6900, 69. Yeah, you get the point. 6936, 6900, 8444, 1983, 1988, 1996, my favorite of all the aces, 1989, my second favorite, followed by the Katy, and then the Western Pacific. Then at the back, like I said, this is a long train, and I'm not kidding when I say this is long. Like, yeah, you think what we pulled on Donner Pass was crazy? You don't even see the locomotive on the little bar at the bottom. And then we got a Southern Pacific Dash 9, 1995, and 1982, the Mopac unit and the Chicago Northwestern. So, big train as usual. We're going to get these brakes off, and we're going to hope for the best. Now, we have one problem that might be a problem, a nuisance later. I hope it doesn't cause a problem, but we'll see how it does. We'll see what happens. There's, I think, 5 hoppers in this train that have a tendency to tilt. And there's just one grade crossing where I know that has a 70 mph speed limit, which I'm hoping that doesn't cause any issues. Oh, yep, we're moving. We're moving in full. Slack had to be taken up. And now that the slack is taken up, the helpers are moving. We got, I think, let's see. We got the gas turbine itself. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We have 8 engines on the head end and 3 on the rear. This is a power move. I think that's what you call that. I'm pretty sure it is. Notice we got the beacon and the class lights on the DD40s. They're set to green. Same for the class lights on the gas turbine. And if anyone knows anything about Cajon Pass, you would know it's one of the most dangerous train routes in the world, because in I think 1994, 5 and 6. If I got the dates wrong or the years wrong, let me know. But I know it's like in the 1990s for sure. It was 3 train crashes that involved Southern Pacific and Santa Fe locomotives that ended up crashing in down at the bottom of Cajon Pass near like a town. So that was bad, very bad, and caused a lot of damage and fires and lost a lot of people's lives. So let's hope to try not to recreate that in Train Sim, because I would not like to do that, because that would be tragic and I would feel bad. Their power move moves out. But yeah, we got some pretty diverse power in here. No SD40s on this one, unfortunately, but you know, I don't think we'll need that yet, unless we need some on the back. I'll add some SD40s on. But I added some SD40s and some ES44s on if we need that power at the back. Because I don't think we need it yet, considering how much power we already have on the head end. But then again, like I said, then again, compared to what happened in the Donner Pass video with dynamic braking, I don't even know if I want to use it in this video, to be honest. Because dynamic braking, literally, it did work, but it literally barely did anything. Like, bro, dynamic brake is normally one of my best things to use on a mountain. It's normally the best thing the best thing to use when you're on a hill, a mountain, pulling a train with a diesel locomotive or a turbine. And it didn't work. They barely worked, and it failed. So I don't know. We'll see. The turbine has dynamic braking. Every locomotive has dynamic brakes. One thing about the DD40s, though, is that if I drive the DD40s by themselves, like say I drive 6936 and 6900 together, the dynamic brakes won't work unless they're in a consist within the locomotive. So we got extra dynamic brake power. We have 4 of them now, because we got 2 on each side. We got 1 here and 1 here. We got 4 dynamic brakes in these 2 lash ups. So if I just ran these 2, I would have 4 dynamic brakes. Pretty cool, but still, I'm just hoping for the best now. We're climbing the 2% grade out of Barstow Yard. And yeah, originally this train was not built like this. It was split up into multiple pieces. I have to put it as one gigantic piece because I had a lot of issues when trying to get the train out of the yard. The train was originally parked over here, but when I tried to leave the yard, I ran into a bigger problem. There was no crossover right here. There was a crossover to go this way, but not this way. So I couldn't cross over onto this track. So I had to put it all as one gigantic piece because we had a lot of issues. The brakes wouldn't work. The brakes wouldn't set. The train wouldn't stop in time, which is probably going to be the case for this video, hopefully. But hopefully not. Hopefully we won't have that problem. But yeah. But yeah, we're out on the main line. But yeah, we're pulling the train out of Barstow, and we're just touched the main line. We got a green signal, and we're out of the yard. I really love the horn on this engine. Literally one of my favorite like diesel type gas turbine thing locomotive. This, if anything could be ran, I could choose to be that's not steam to be restored. It would be this. I literally my favorite locomotive of all time, other than the big boy, in terms of like not steam. If it's not steam, this is my favorite locomotive of all time. You may ask why. It's just cool. Now I wish GE did keep the Mars Light feature, but it doesn't even need it. It's cool regardless, with or without it. Because just 10,000 horsepower in this last. You got the A unit with like a, you think, a 2,500 horsepower diesel engine to move throughout the yard. You got the gas turbine itself that has 8,500 horsepower, and then you got the tender, which has your all your fuel. You got fuel in the A unit, obviously, for your diesel engine, but then you got your B unit for your turbine, and together with the A unit with its diesel engine and the B unit with its gas turbine and its tender and the tender, you got a 10,000 horsepower lash up. That's 270 something tractive effort pounds of tractive effort. 270,000 pounds of tractive effort, I believe. Literally 738 freight cars on fully level track at 12 miles per hour. That's insane. This is a really big power move. And then the DD40s are just as insane. 6,000 horsepower, 6,600 horsepower delivered, and 7,000 horsepower when in service. When these were delivered, the gas turbines, they only had 8,500 horsepower, and then upgraded to 10,000. So you got a 10,000 horsepower lash of Union Pacific upgraded. That's just insane of how much power, a decent speed of 65 miles an hour, which is respectable for a locomotive like this. Because, yeah, other than being, fuel hoggers and loud, but then again, with modern technology, we can suppress that, so that's not a big deal anymore. With a new turbine engine, it can be much more fuel efficient if it gets either a replacement engine or an upgraded engine, or they rebuild this engine and suppress it. That would work. Let's check the rear of the train. Okay, so 1982 is here. We are still leaving the yard. Jesus Christ! Like I said, this is a big train. We're doing 40. We're doing 40 miles an hour out of the bar still, and we're already on the main line, heading out of the yard, and our train is still leaving. Like, this is ridiculous. Even though we're using modern air power, you obviously got to keep the caboose now. Come on, it's the tradition. Even though they don't use anymore, but still, it's just cool. I just had to go with the blue one this time to match the Mopac unit, even though it's nowhere close to the same blue as the Mopac unit. But that's besides the point. It's just ridiculous in how much power we needed to get this train to work properly. You might have seen my little teaser video I put out yesterday, number 18, with the big train. I did that video to test it out. Now, you might have seen some of the wood chip cars in that video. I had to remove those cars because they kept tipping over, and they kept scaring me. But I did not realize that four or five of the hoppers in this train are also have that issue. But they're nowhere close as bad as the wood chip cars. However, I will have to slow down a specific grade crossing, which might be a problem because once I get out of the yard, I will be doing like 68 miles an hour. So, dynamics, you better do your job. Pushing up the grade, literally. Grass got in my way. Hold on, let me get a better. Oh, come on, man. Yeah, that works. That is just insane. And if you read the title, I said journey down. We're at Barstow now. Yeah, we're gonna be climbing up a grade, but it's mostly gonna be going down Cajon Pass instead of climbing it. Because if I was climbing it, oh boy, it would be a lot easier. But still, it would be like I think it would have been easier if I climbed out of San Bernardino. But either way, this is good enough. We'll probably do another video if I climb out. Maybe if I get lucky, I might. Maybe depending on how long we've been going for and how much trial and error we have, maybe I might climb back up the grade. Who knows? Who am I kidding? This great. This is already pain getting this shit set up anyway. So no, I don't know about that one, Chief. We'll see. Who knows? Maybe the game might actually be nice to us. Imagine just being trackside, just seeing this long, heavy monstrosity going down the track. Like, who needs all these materials, dude? Like, who requested this big order? I hope you got insurance, but still, like, if this is real, who requested this order? Like, this is ridiculous. And and you know me, I normally don't do freight drags too often, and if I do freight drags, it's mostly like a fuel drag, like coal or oil. But I normally do mixed freight trains, and as you see, it is just ridiculous. Got freaking one of every type of car you could almost imagine, except for a Snable car. It's just here, except for wood chips, because like I said, we had to get rid of the wood chips because they were causing problems. Like these flat cars, just a long stream of these flat cars here, which haven't caused a problem, surprisingly, considering they're flat. They're just flat cars with metal on them. These haven't caused a problem yet either, which I don't think have caused a problem yet because we haven't gotten to those cars at that grade crossing. No, like I said, this train is just ridiculously long. Oil cars. You can tell it's long because now the locomotives aren't even spawning in. I have to do the same thing when I did the little teaser video yesterday. Like fly closer to the trains, so that way the stuff would like show up. Some tankers, some auto racks, some more coil cars, and then some hoppers, and then some more box cars. And then you got the helpers. You got the 3 helpers on the back to provide that extra traction power and to provide that dynamic braking power. Which like I said, I really hope that dynamic braking actually works this time. It normally works pretty well, but still, for the last like 2 videos, it hasn't really been working as it should. But we'll see. Maybe it's because I'm hauling a heavier train. That might be one reason, but I don't know. I highly doubt that would be the reason, but we'll see. If y'all ever wonder what the cab of the 18 looks like, this is what it looks like. Got all that piping for the brakes, everything, the gauges, the levers. You got your train brake here. That's your train brake. This thing right here, this big giant box, like with all these pipes. This is the train brake. So yeah, give me 1 second, guys. All right, we are back. So yeah, you got your train brake here, your wheel slip gauge to tell you if you're wheel slipping or not. Burning start fuel. I think that's for the turbine when you start the turbine up. Is what tells you when you're. I think that's when it tells you when you're starting to use the bunker C fuel. Wipers, turbine start. We don't touch that. I don't know what this does because the train brake's in the way, but this is a train brake right here. The notching guide, load meter. I think that's for the brakes. I think that's what this is. Then my brake pressure. Yeah, brake cylinder. And another brake pressure gauge. I don't know what this does. And then that's a voltage meter. Going 57 miles an hour. That's a speedo up there. The horn. Diesel shut off. That's what this is. Defrost. Truck power. Don't touch that. That'll be bad. Step lights. Headlight switch. Gauge lights. Backup light. Throttle lever. Locomotive brake. This is what this is. That's a local brake. Reverse gear. This is for the changing direction. And your dynamic brake lever, which I can actually see this time, but it's still very far away from me. Backup light again. Sander. MU control. And then you got your, your class lights, your number boards. I thought I turned those on already. Guess not. Like I said, dynamic brake lever. Don't know why they put them all the way over there, but that's besides the point. And you got more gauges, and one of these is the cab light over here. Yep, that's the cab light. Don't need that because, we're moving. But yeah, that's that. Got sunshades here. These actually move. The window's actually open as well, but we're not going to do that right now. But, yeah. That's a scrappy. The stuff you find in the desert of California. You can see it all the way back there, dude. Like, watch that come around that bend. It's just ridiculous. These hoppers right here, these red hoppers right here, these hoppers behind these two black containers, these are the ones I was talking about that tilt. Like, you see they're fine now. Not as bad as those wood chip cars, but they do tend to have a tilt to them. And they tilt quite a lot, more than what they should. So, which is pretty weird, but we'll see how well they do on the grade. But we're doing 60 miles an hour right now. We're almost at the turbine's top speed, but we end up surpassing that, obviously, because we got more power. And, like, these are one of those very few places in the U.S. where your trains can actually flat out. Now, obviously, compared to the real-life version of the Cajon Pass, this was probably nowhere close to that. But, it's it's close enough for the game. Let me say that. Because if you try to incorporate every single ounce of realism and gradient and every little piece, your computer just would not be able to handle that. My computer would just die. My computer's okay to run this game, but still, it will just die if I try to run something like that. But other than that, we're chilling right now. All I'm doing right now is just keeping an eye out for that grade crossing, because there's a specific grade crossing that kills this train Because, like I said, those hoppers back there will tip over on that grade crossing. And that crossing is also has a pretty sharp curve coming around it. So that's another reason why I want to make sure we don't have any issues. I think it's down here somewhere. I think it's this corner right here, actually. This might be that corner. Or it might be like somewhere down here, I believe. I don't remember exactly. But it's somewhere around this area. I know that it's somewhere around this area. And I want to make sure that I don't have an issue with that because, like I said, you're hauling over 6,000 tons of freight behind you. So I just hope we don't have an issue like that. And it will be a real pain to have to restart because I don't really want to restart or save yet because one problem that happens when I save, especially when in motion like these at really high speeds, the tender, if I'm paired with anything with the like the DD40, for example, sometimes the tender will tend to derail when I come back into the save, and that might cause an issue. So I don't want to do that yet, especially going at speeds of what I'm going at 62 miles per hour. And then I'm going up and down. It's like a mix of up and down, up and down. We're literally going upgrade now, and I'm pretty sure we're about to go right back down. Just seeing that's just cool. Not to mention for being a gas turbine, they were also built streamlined, which is pretty cool as well. This is a fully loaded train. If I didn't say that either, like it's just ridiculous. And another thing that happened when I was trying to drive this train is that I stabilized the weight and to help the train move, especially up and down grades, because I tried to put locomotives in the middle, like DPU, which didn't want to work. Anytime I would try to make the train move, it would not want to work properly. So I just gave up on using DPUs, and I just put engines on both ends, which I think works better, but I don't know for sure. But it's still kind of strange in how it didn't want to work the first time I tried to use DPUs. And I've done it before. I did it with steam engines up the Wasatch grade. I had two big boys on the front, two big boys in the middle, and two challengers on the back pushing. And that was still pretty strange, but oh well. We're going downgrade now. And then we're going right back up. There we go. There's the rest of it. The rest of the hoppers, the boxcars, and the rest of the helpers. I'm coming around this corner. We'll free cam this real quick. I want to see up here if this was the corner. No, this isn't the corner. Okay. This crossing is safe up here. This crossing we're about to reach. That's a cool picture. I think this is the corner up there. Actually, no, because the corner went like the corner went this way, not that way. If that makes sense. Like, if you get what I mean, like the train's here, it went this way instead of going this way. So I need to find a corner that's going this way because that was the corner that killed us. Killed me the time when I was testing to make sure this worked. Now, because that was having issues, I didn't test it fully. I only tested it to that point because I haven't tested it that far yet. But we're doing top speed of the turbine right now, so we're gonna see what happens from there and hope for the best. We shouldn't have any more issues, but if we do, then we will resolve those issues. I think this is the corner actually. That might be it. I don't know. We'll have to see. But I do know at some point I do want to kind of slow down to about 40 miles an hour. Just for safety reasons. But yeah. Let's see, what does it look like when I'm standing up on the top of this hill? Sorry for hitting my mic again. That's just cool. That's just a really cool sight. The little obscure railroad crossings that you see. Unlike the F7, both of these work because you have two people in the cab. Even though it's not raining, we're going to turn those off, but still. Want to see how those hoppers are doing. Let's look at them. Oh, they're doing good now. That's good. Still kind of trippy though, but still. It's a good thing that they're not having any issues, but still. I'm just going to keep an eye on them anyway. We went all the way from Barstow all the way down to here. Pretty cool. We went 65 miles per hour. Hauling a ridiculously long train that should not have been built in the first place. But other than that, we're fine. I think we'll be just okay. But like I said, like down here will be where we get into some real challenge, into a real challenge. Because those corners are going to be a trick or going to be a challenge to go through. Let's see how close are we are into the corners. We're getting close. Let's take a look to make sure if that's the right one I was talking about. Because, like I said earlier, there's a corner here. Yep, I think these are going to be it. Let's see, that's the corner. That corner over there is the corner that I was talking about. That's the deadly corner. So that's the corner up there. And where's my engine at? We're getting close, but I think it's going to be time. Like once we're in this corner. to throw the thing in dynamic or to just slow it down in general because I don't want to derail for that corner. I hear the engines now. That's a cool sight though. I think cutting the power might just do the trick instead of having to immediately actually use the brakes. So we'll see how that does. No, we're gonna have to. We're going downhill anyway. Oh, never mind. We're good. I think. Hopefully, we should be. I wonder what happened to the other grade crossing hand. Yeah, this is a crossing that basically killed me the last time I was here. And this has a speed limit of 70 miles. Jesus Christ, 79 miles per hour around here. So like I can literally go 79 miles per hour around here with the train, and quote unquote, it should be fine. I went 63 through here yesterday, and I derailed. Cars capsized. Going 58 now, so we're just gonna go through here at around 58. That shouldn't be too bad. And we're losing speed anyway, so with losing speed and just free rolling and idling at idle, we should be fine. Theoretically, we should not have any issues. But those hoppers do tip over, they're just weak at that point. Oh, we got a little bit of wheel squeal. Flange squeal, my bad. We're all good. We're still going to be idle through here because I don't trust anything else in this train. But yeah, those cars are good, so that's a blessing. But yeah, like I said, we're gonna remain in idle for a while anyway because I don't know what else is going to be coming up. You can see some of the other cars are starting to do the same thing, even though we're not really going that high speed. We're only doing 53. So if they're doing that at this speed, I'm curious of what they're going to be doing at the when we're going downhill. Like, and we're already going. I think we're going up. Yeah, we're going uphill, but downhill as I mean down the actual big grade of Cajon Pass, like the deadly grade, the deadliest corners and stuff. And I would have thrown brakes on, but I didn't want to. I don't know if that would have caused a problem yet, so I didn't want to do that. Those bulkheads also might be a problem later, but they're not as bad as what those cars were earlier. But then again, they couldn't take a corner of like 50 miles an hour on Donner Pass, which I've done that corner many times with those same cars. But that's besides the point. Oh, sorry. I'm just doing this just because of problematicness in train sim, because you never know what can happen. Because just weight, tilts, and everything just comes in a factor in this. We're 45 now. That's good. Oh, safe. It's just a fact of you never know what can go wrong. It's just a fact of you never know what can go wrong, and something bad can always happen. And then again, I'm hauling a really big train like this, and when you're hauling something like this, you really have to make sure your stuff is under control. And now we're coming into much sharper corners. We're not that we're getting close, but we're not terribly too far from the Alcatraz of corners in Cajon Pass. We're not terribly far, but we're far enough. Oh no, I don't like that. Okay, fix that. Track almost threw us into a siding. That would have been really bad. Yeah, the game almost threw us into a siding. They had this track set for a siding already, but good thing I check my map before I go into anywhere. Some pretty tight corners are coming up. This one here is in particular. And then, oh boy, we got some corners to deal with here. What track am I on? Okay, I'm on this track, so that means I should be going down under. Okay. And if you're ever wondering why I'm so paranoid about this stuff in particular, it's just because I don't want to mess it up. After we've traveled so many miles, we're already like we're pretty much halfway there. If and you don't want, and I just don't want to mess it up because Barstow is there. We left there, and we're down here. We're like a third of the way there, or like halfway there, whatever one you want to call it. And I just don't want to mess it up. Now, what I may do, and for just in case reasons, I may stop at a signal somewhere outside of this town. Yeah, I might stop here, outside of here, so that way I can save the game and keep moving. I didn't even realize this was a rail yard, to be honest. Well, I mean, the last place we just passed was a rail yard, but it wasn't really a big one, but that's besides the point. Where's the next signal like? Because I want to stop at a signal so that way I don't have any issues. It's gonna be good, so I can put in perspective of how much braking power is needed to stop this stuff. Because big train, like I said. Also, hello to the people at home watching. If I didn't say that already, my bad if I didn't say that. It's just time to apply the brakes. I'm watching y'all. Yep, you see that tilt? It's just too close for comfort, dude. That's why I'm so paranoid about these hoppers. I think we got it under control, but still, it's just a paranoia about it. I'm on the wrong side of the cab that I want to look at. I'm pretty sure you now can see why this is one of the hardest trains I've ever done, because we got cars that tilt all over the place. Okay, we got a really heavy train for stuff. We have 11 locomotives to control as well. That's another thing to keep in mind. And we have and it's taking a very long time for the brakes to go on. I think the brakes are already fully on. Yeah, they are. They're already fully on, and they're already fully applied. All the air is out of the pipes. It's just a matter of the train coming to a stop. Because as you all know, with a real train, it takes quite a big distance to stop. For my train, it's going to take even longer. Now, at least we're not doing an emergency application, but it still takes a minute. It's not terrible, but it is quite noticeable of how long it's taking to stop. I put the brakes on ages ago. I put the brakes on like far back, somewhere back in this corner, and we're still coming to a stop. Give or take a couple meters, we might be able to stop at the signal tower up here. Nah, stop right outside of it. We're probably gonna stop right outside of it. I mean, we're doing 13 now, but still. And we're like mix of going up and down the grade. Oh, they didn't make the squealing noise. I was trying to see if the cars are gonna make the squealing noise or the brakes applying. Oh, went under the map. Don't want to do that. Like we just went from the back of the train and we're going to the front now. And you can see the perspective of what I'm talking about, of how ridiculously wrong this is. Heard a couple of clanking. You gonna stop? I'm pretty sure. Yep. Okay. Yep. It stopped. Good. If you have to walk from end to end, it would take you a good while to do that. I'm tempted to switch these out, but I don't want to because that might mess up the braking system. Isn't the bell like over here somewhere? Otherwise, not important. Saving the game is probably going to be the most important factor at this moment. All right, saved, ready to go. There we go. Now we're moving. Check on the helpers. Yep, they're moving too. All right, guys. The real challenge begins. Never mind. I couldn't get out my map, and I realized something bad happened. So now I got to figure out what the hell happened. It's not a train simulator episode unless something goes wrong. So let's figure out what happened. Traveling with Old Sentinel, how does that work? It's quite simple, really. Hope your brakes work, and hope your cars don't buckle. Just moving with the brakes on. I don't like that. That's bad. That's bad. Okay, we're all good for now, hopefully. I hope we're all good at least. So now, it is just a matter of getting out of here. getting up to speed of at least 30 miles an hour so we can get this train to San Bernardino. That's a long name, but oh well. But I think we'll be okay. Like from here on, it's just the paranoia is just higher, and it increases by every mile we drive. Every mile we move, the paranoia increases. And I think now, if you've been watching for, you might understand why I'm saying that, because now it's just ridiculously, it's the paranoia is just high now. Like the stress is real, and the prayer of not having a catastrophe happen is very on the mind. Also, you might ask, what do these signs mean down here? Um, this one, the F45, that's for freight. That means 45 miles an hour for freight engines, for freight trains, basically. And a P means 50 miles an hour for passengers. For passenger trains, they go 50. Freight, you go 45. Because freight is a lot heavier and it's a lot more dangerous being moved at higher speeds. Passengers, you can get away with that because the trains are a lot lighter. You're not hauling as much, and it's not as long or as heavy as a freight train. So, yeah. Also, another thing that you'll find alongside of the rails is something called a milepost, and what that is just tells you what mile you post you're at is what you are along the route. You'll see those along highways too. Like if you're driving along your car and you're paying attention to the side of the highway, most of the time they're in the middle. But you'll see like a milepost like 187 or 156 or 285 or something like that, or 262, or even milepost 47, for example. You never know. But mileposts will appear on the side of the track and on the side of the highways. I'll put 10% power on. That shouldn't do too much damage. I want to get a glimpse of what this corner is looking like, though. If it's anything like that corner we took near that grade crossing. Oh no, Bucko! That is a sharp corner. Oh no, not as sharp as the grade crossing, but this is something else, Bucko. We're gonna cut that right back off. Oh no, you got me all the way screwed up. Actually, never mind. We'll keep it, but still, I'm still very paranoid. I just don't want to crash again. That's just for me. I just don't want to crash again. Imagine going to work and then you just see this just come by. You're waiting for a metro to come by to pick you up, but there's no metro. It's just freight or metro, whatever it's called. I don't know. Not enough spitting jokes here at this point, or at least attempting to. I don't know. I wanted to zoom in on the sign. 35. Yep, we're cutting that completely off. We're doing 36. That shouldn't be that shouldn't be too bad. And it's upgrade too, so that means we're definitely gonna be able to slow down around here. So now we're working upgrade, and we're doing 37 miles an hour. Jesus Christ. 37 miles an hour around this corner. That's not too bad. That's not terrible. It's like one after another, dude. Because that's really what it is. Just a long string of cars. All right, we're on a 1% grade now. We're actually fighting a grade. The fight against Cajon Pass begins. So my main goal is just to use our momentum to get us through here at this point. I don't really want to add any power unless we really need to. But I really just want to use our momentum, because if you use your momentum, you can keep your train going, for one, and two, you don't have to use any more power that you don't need. So I don't have to waste any oil that I don't need to use on something that I can just use my momentum for. Because as the train moves and also all of that weight as they move to high speed, you got momentum built up. So that way you can carry yourself over the grade if you really need to. You don't need to, once your train gets up to like about 40 miles an hour, your train has plenty of momentum to carry itself. That's what we're doing right now. The train has momentum to carry itself up to a very high degree, very high extent. So we're using our momentum to carry us over this bridge. and to carry us up this hill. So that way I don't have to use any power and risk of derailing. There, that's downgrade. Here is upgrade. So that way we're going to upgrade so it can control our train for us, and I don't have to do too much work other than just making sure my train doesn't topple over. This bridge is also a pretty sharp corner as well. That's also something I have to keep a lookout for. Now, for being in a desert, there are pretty sharp corners around here. A little too many, if I might add. I can add a little bit of power now, considering all the dangerous work is out of the way, at least for now. But it's not over. It is not over. Um, yeah, sometimes you can't really trust speed limits, though. You can most of the time, but not all the time. But like I said, down here is really going to be something. Like in this area, especially, that's going to be a royal pain. I just hope and pray for a train because I think we're going to be going on this track. So yeah, I hope and pray because if I went on this track, it'll be a lot steeper. We are working upgrade now. We actually are putting in some work. At 28 miles an hour, we are putting in the effort. This train is just ridiculously long, dude. I know I've said that many times in this stream, but I'm not kidding. It's just ridiculous. Um, I don't think I'll ever do I don't know if I'll do a train this ridiculous ever again, or if I do it, it'll be very, very rare now. But I think I'll stick to my classic 100 car trains, or yeah, 100 cars, because that's actually reasonably manageable. Because I've hauled 100 cars with 4014 on Sherman Hill, and not the Wasatch grade yet. Actually, I might test that. Actually, I haven't tried 100 cars on the Wasatch grade yet. I've done on Sherman Hill. Actually, no, because the 100 cars on the Wasatch grade probably wouldn't work because it's a 1.1%. And when I did it on Sherman Hill, I actually no, because I remember actually doing it 100 cars on Sherman Hill, and that's a 1.5%. So I might try it on the Wasatch grade. Actually, it's going to be a lot harder, but we'll see how it goes. I'm not going to do it today, but probably next month or in a few days or maybe a few weeks. I don't know. But, because I might not be able to stream too much left in this month because I think my 20-hour streaming limit is almost up for StreamYard. So we'll see next month. %1.5% grade. You see the trailers back there too. You see the trailers, the reefers. I think those are the bay hoppers right there now. I think that's what those are behind the reefers. Yeah, they are. Those are the bay hoppers. And the rest of the train is not even spawning it because of how long it is. Jesus Christ. Anyway, let's get back in the cab of number 18 and see what's going on. That was the horn was a little bit quillable. Was quillable. Because with all the diesels, you can quill the horn a lot easier than with the modern day diesels. I think it can do with the Ace. I don't know for sure. I know SV40 you can, but I don't know in the game. I know you can quill the horn with those in real life. I'm pretty sure you can with almost any horn. No, you can't quill it. No big deal, though. It doesn't really need to be because it quills itself anyway. Because it quills itself in and out. That's the Doppler effect that's coming in. Still really, really cool. I think it might be a good decision to stop one more time. I'm not going to stop yet. It's going when I stop again. It might just be like somewhere like up here. Maybe this signal right here, where this yellow dot is. These like dots you'll see, those are signals. So maybe up here, this signal, I might stop there, save the game, and then descend the grade because I don't want to descend the grade after doing a long, like hour and a half of hard work for it all to go to waste because the train decided to run away. Around 0.3% now, doing 31 miles per hour, so that's good. And the train's all in line and doing what it should be. I think if this is a straight line, to be honest. I don't think so. I think it is. Imagine being the adjacent train and just seeing this. I like a motorcycle over there or something. I don't know. There he goes again. Dang, these would get off my monitor. That would be nice. Thank you. Notifications. I am so glad that I saw that switch. I'm here looking at TikTok, and then I see that the switch was not aligned. Oh God, I'm glad I saw that. Oh, that would have been bad. Good thing I saw it, because if I saw that switch, if I did not see that switch, oh Lord Jesus, oh, someone was about to get fired from Dovetail. Like, oh my God, that was about to be words said if I didn't see it. All right, but oh my God, oh my God, I'm just glad I saw it just in time, because that would be a Dovetail type thing to do, just to have my switch unaligned and throw me in a siding or throw me into a yard in Truckee when I literally have to switch set for the main line. But you know what? That's okay. Throw me into a siding, why don't you? I got around it by throwing it into emergency. If I haven't put it into the ground enough of how Union Pacific is my favorite railroad of all time, it's just cool of everything that they've ever used. Because Union Pacific has had at least one of everything in existence ever. At least once. One of everything at least one time. I think the only thing that I don't think Union Pacific had that probably would have benefited them if they're in their tunnel regions would have been Southern Pacific's cab forwards. If Union Pacific had some of the AC-12s, I'm pretty sure that would have been really dope. But oh well, they were all gone except for one. Okay, it's coming into the signal to where I want to stop. Obviously, knowing the signals in this line, or the braking system of my train, we're not going to be able to stop the signal, so we're just going to stop in general. So we're going to stop and save the game and then resume again, but we're going to be resuming down the grade. So we'll see how well that goes. because this is the last straight section of track before we resume down the hellhole of Cajon Pass. So I hope we live and I hope we do well. So I want to stop just so that we can save one more time because, like I said, problem with moving in motion, I would keep the train just moving and save, but because of the issues that we've had while we're doing that with a tender and other problems, I don't want to do that. So I'm just gonna stop, save, keep going. Yellow signal means that there is danger, or a red signal ahead. What is that? And I would be correct. That is a danger signal. That is bad. Thank you for telling me, yellow signal. Doesn't reading signals pay off? It does, because that would have been bad if I saw that again. Notice how the wheels aren't perfectly round. I mean, it's not a big deal, but I can understand why it's a little bit hard to do that. Even on these on locomotives, it's not easy. I don't have any steam engine drivers it's um, showed that with, but still, I can understand. All right, we should be fine. Hopefully, we're moving at 8 miles an hour, and we're starting back up the grade. and hopefully we should be fine to get down. So that's a blessing that everything is going as planned. We made it out of the depths of hell. We've crossed over the deserts of California from Barstow all the way down to here. And now that we've gotten out of that hellhole, we're about to go down a bigger hellhole and hope to hell we don't fly off the hellbringer of Cajon Pass. The big grade, the big downhill grade of 2.5 to 3% gradient. We're going to make it. I hope, I pray, we're going to do it. We're not saving nowhere close to this. I'm just making that clear. We are not going to save the game here. If I save the game here, I'm just going to cry. I'm just going to cry and just end the stream at that point. But probably not. But still, I'm going to be a little bit mad if I do save here. I'm doing pretty well right now. I think this is an upgrade still. I don't know for sure. Look at that turbine engine spin. I think we're crossing over. Yeah, we are. Yeah, we're heading into a crossover right now. One thing I'm also debating is whether I should take this route or take this one. Now, if I take this one, it might be a lot steeper. And if I take this one, then it's not going to be as steep, but it's going to have a lot of corners. Hmm. Then I got to make my mind up because I need to know before I throw this crossover. Because my engine's here and the crossover's over here, so I don't have much time to think. I don't really know what's a good decision. Okay. Yep. Decision made. We're gonna cross over because as much as I think this would have been more scenic as well, but in terms of control and reliability of my train and how many cars I'm pulling, um, I don't think scenic's gonna be too much of an option at this point. I could do it, but it's gonna be a lot harder to control, and I got cars that like to tip over. And plus, not to mention, I can't apply my brakes as quick as I would need to. And what I mean is, I can apply them. However, the time it takes for me to stop and slow down is not even worth it. Um, that's just one thing to consider as well. Is weight, speed, train mass, momentum, and braking. Because I'm going to upgrade now. I'm doing 34 miles per hour. I can go faster, which I will, but still, it's just the fact of me not wanting to tip over. Then the fact that I got to cross back over is another thing. Also, the this brake, the dynamic brake, is also going to be a really big important factor to keep in mind. Actually, no, that's. I don't think that's going to be really necessary. I mean, then again, that is the right side, but still. Screw it. We're gonna do it anyway. I wonder, does the horn cord get pulled when I'm outside of the cab? Nah, I don't think it will because this is a dovetail engine. Now this engine has surprised me before for being a dovetail creation. And no, you can't. Okay, you don't even see the horn cord at all, to be honest. Oh, I pray we don't derail, dude, because those hoppers are just killing me. All right, we're on the big grade. Let's get the dynamic started. You can see on the DD40s that their dynamic brakes are already going. 6936 and 6900 already spinning. Let's check the aces. They're already in action. Turbine's already activated, I think. My brakes are on, dude. Come on. Oh, we crashed. Nope, we crashed. Uh, like I said before, you wonder why I was so paranoid about those hoppers. It's like, oh, why they're just hopper cars? Why are you so paranoid? No, it's not a joke. It's a lifestyle at this point. Like it's not even a joke anymore of how paranoid I am about those cars. It's not a joke. It's a lifestyle. Now we got to load back in, drive back to there, and at this point, I'm probably just gonna drop the hoppers out of the train. So wherever the closest yard or siding or whatever you want to call it is, we're dropping the hoppers. Probably where I'm probably gonna end up dropping them onto like a yard or siding or something. I'm probably gonna drop them here and just and get the train moving. I'll try again, but still, like, bruh, that was stupid. I'll try it again with the hoppers and the train, but if we derail one more time, I'm just gonna cut them out at the siding up here at the summit, the descent where we descend down the hill. If they derail one more time, then I'm just gonna cut them out the train. And that was annoying too. Not only was I not able to stop or do anything, my dynamics were in full blast, my brakes were on, and I still derailed. That was still crazy though, dude. You know, it's a good thing I made that choice because if I went on the other grade, oh crap, I almost knocked my monitor over or pushed my table at least. Um, it's a good thing I made that choice because if I went down the other one, I probably would have died a lot faster. Granted, yeah, this one also has sharp curves, but it's nowhere bad as this one because that is sharp, and then you got a really big one here, a whole U-turn right here, and then that a big U right here, and then another one coming back down onto the main line. But it's just crazy how Cajon Pass works. And then it's not even finished because you got to go down through here, and then you know, then you're fine from there. But still, you just got to be careful in general, though. We're not crossing over anymore because I made my decision. But once we get here, I want to slow down. I want to I think I might want to stop there and then resume, so that way I can, smooth at a slow speed. If that makes sense, I don't know, but still, that was pretty stupid. What in the hell happened this time? Okay, great. Great to fucking know, game. Great to fucking know. It would be fun, they said. You won't derail, they said. Yeah, that's what they all say. 50 miles an hour, they said. You're doing the speed limit, they said. Okay, yeah, sure. Doing the speed limit. Yeah, my train still derailed. Okay, game. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, that's nice and pretty. That's nice. Just throw my train off, why don't you? Even though I'm literally doing the speed limits. Classic. Classic Train Simulator 2021. Now you got dynamic brakes that don't even fucking work. You've got what else you got? You got train brakes that don't want to work. You got cars that tilt over at the littlest of things. The list goes on, dude. The list goes on. Save one more time. Still. Okay, so we're coming up to the little siding switch thing type place, whatever it's called. And I'm gonna stop around here so that way I can figure out what the hell I'm gonna do from that. And there's a reason I'm stopping here. One, the grade starts here, going down. It starts here. And another reason I'm stopping here is in case so I can save the game so that way if I have to come back here, I don't have to drive that whole long distance like I just did. Because for some reason we derailed near that crossover, which was pretty weird, and I was doing the speed limit. And in case those cars do fail me again, um, the siding is right here, and I'll just drop them off there, and I'll just go on with my life because I'm not about to let five little sorry cars that can't negotiate the grade cause me to cause me to derail. Because that's just not going to happen. I'm sorry, but I don't play with my grades, and I don't play with my brakes either. That's another thing. When I put my brakes on, I need my brakes on. Because I was so dumb to where I had my brakes on full and I was getting nothing. It might just be also because this train is ridiculously oversized, but then again, that's still unexcusable for that. I mean, I do have the handbrake option as well, so that's always the thing. But still, That's probably why we weren't able to stop as easy on that grade, because everything has to apply very slowly. That's all by air. Because I applied my brakes a while ago and we're still going. Make sure I'm not tripping. Okay. Now, now that we've got that saved, now that we're at the point where we're about to go down the grade, I can release these brakes, and I just got to make sure everything goes according to plan. I know I got to wait for the everything to release. I think we're all good. All right. So, to the people who are still watching, and to anyone who's new that's watching, um, we're trying to get down this. We're trying to get from where I'm at now, which is there, where you see the Service 3 icon, down to here. Down here is a safe zone, and that's where we want to get. We're taking the route down this way, and we're taking it down here, down to here, and after that, we should be on the home stretch. Because this corn doesn't look as deadly as what we were just dealing with, so hopefully we can get past that and get on with our lives. I don't really want to have power on the train because we don't really need it. We'll just let our momentum carry us from that over. But I just don't want to crash again. and I will need to make sure my dynamics are inactive. Well, not inactive; they need to be active. All right, that should be enough speed to carry us over. Let's check the rear. The rear is fine. Also, for those who don't know the difference, if you can't really tell a GE versus an EMD and you wonder what's the difference as well, the dynamic brake fans will be inside of the locomotive for GE engines. And for EMD, they will be on the outside, and you can actually see the fan spin. Now, now in this case of the SE70 ACE, the fans are on the inside. Well, not the SE70 ACE. In this game, they don't spin, but they're there. They do the dynamic brake function actually works. It works on a turbine as well. If I was driving by myself, well, it works anyway. It's gonna work. You can probably hear it whirring now in the B unit and in the A unit. We can actually take a look at the fan spinning again on the DD40. These two, these two fans right here, those are the dynamic brake fans. The ones that are spinning very slowly, and the dynamic braking is working. All right. We're on the 2.2%. and for people who don't know what dynamic braking is or what it does, think of oh wait, my mic headset just messed up. Think of like how when you're driving your car, right, and when you let off the gas, and it starts to slow down and coast. That's what basically what dynamic braking is on a locomotive. When you oh Jesus, when you pull this lever back, and depending on how much you put on, depends on how much dynamic braking you put on. That takes on how much momentum, how fast your train is going. So like the energy transferred in your traction motors, you can turn those traction motors into generators, which in turn can slow the train down. Now it doesn't stop it, but it slows it down to a controllable amount, which is what we're trying to basically accomplish. That's why you might see me. That's why you might notice of why am I going so slow? I don't want to run and cause a Cajon Pass accident. We already crashed once. We don't want to crash again. We already crashed once on Cajon Pass on going down this part. Now we crashed earlier another time because the game was just being stupid. And like I said, I don't really want to go fast around here because I don't want to crash. So yeah. And like I said, don't want to add any power, so we don't want to mess anything up. So that way we don't end up going rushing down the hill at over 100 miles an hour for no goddamn reason. The safe speed is around like 40 miles an hour, 30 miles an hour. I'm gonna stay under 35 just for safety reasons, and because I don't want to crash. We're doing 9.5 now, but still, um, you never know what can happen. Take a look at the rear of the train. How's that looking? Looking pretty good. Doing good. It's like I said, the main thing I'm just worried about is those hoppers. Because I would like to get the full train going, delivered without me having to cut any pieces of the train out. So if I can get these down the grade without them having a whole aneurysm, then that would be swell. But yeah, I'm doing pretty good now. We're on a 3% grade going down. Haven't had to activate dynamics yet because we haven't gotten to a really high point yet. We're getting there, but not just yet. And I think stopping there was a really good idea because, as you can see, we're not rushing down as bad as what we were doing earlier. Because earlier we were just going, and I think it was what 20 miles an hour, 15. Well, not 15, but we were going in pretty quick, like around 25 miles an hour, which was which was pretty fast and very close to the danger zone or danger speed limit of 40. And the speed limit is 40 now, but I think 35 will be a safer speed. Because as you can see there, the speed limit for both freight and passengers is 30. I forgot that we had mirrors on this engine. And people ask, why do I have a 12-button mouse? Um, so I can switch between camera angles without even having to touch my keyboard. It just makes life so much easier. It also makes it easier to take certain pictures without me having to, do something stupid. Doing 17 miles an hour. This is the corner that we derailed last time. Really, the main goal is just to watch my speed. Because one thing I've noticed so far about controlling this train is a lot harder to control than that train I pulled with 3985 of 143 cars. And that was that intermodal train that I did. I think about maybe I think it did it last year. It was an intermodal freight train with 3985 doing I think 50 miles an hour, 60 miles an hour, one of the two. And it was an intermodal train. And it was just like this train. When I did get in the end goal after speed was it topped out of I think 110 miles an hour down the hill. And keep in mind that's an articulated steam engine. Topped out at 110 miles an hour downhill and needed to activate brakes. I activated both my emergency brake and my local brake, and it took about five to 10 minutes to stop from going 100 to 0. But point is, we did get it to stop, and we did get it under control. Just like this train, we're keeping everything under control. Everything is doing well, not perfect, but everything's going well. We're doing 26 miles an hour. We're climbing up in speed, but we're not rapidly climbing. Very slowly climbing. Best of all, the hoppers are behaving. Look at that. They're behaving. All right, we're back up at the A unit, at the engine. Gonna activate a little bit dynamic. 20%, 25% actually. It's working. On a 3% grade, it is working. This is how we need what we wanted to do on the Donner Pass video, but we couldn't as well. The best part is I don't have to go into maintenance. I just have to make sure I have fuel in everything. In Steam, it's a lot harder because you don't have dynamics, but you just have brakes. You have brake shoes, no dynamics, just brake shoes. It's a lot harder to control on the Steam if I was driving Steam. I spoke too soon. Let me see. Did those goddamn hoppers derail? Yes, they did. I don't even think it was the hopper's fault this time, but at least we didn't get too far. And we try again. Okay. Once again, I want to try get this underway. Nope. Ice. Ice. We are putting that on emergency right now, bucko. So now the dynamic kicks in. Oh, but it doesn't even matter. We derailed anyway. Oh, and look at that BSS flying up in the sky. Yeah, that's just nice. Consist tilt. We're moving at like 12 miles per hour. How's that consist tilt? Anyway, that's enough of that. But yeah. So I think that's gonna be it for this because I don't know what the hell is going on with that. But oh well. So I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you guys in the next one. Probably next month I might do another stream. I don't know what I'll do yet, but anyway, hope you guys enjoyed. See you next time. Bye bye.